If you're like me and you're experiencing an insane snowstorm outside, you might need something to do, so here is my weekly media report of everything I watched, listened to, or read this week. We're going to start off with listening. First thing I listened to was The Case Against Sugar by Gary Tobes. It's an audiobook that I listened to, and it's about the reasons behind why sugar's addicting, why it's bad for you, and what you can do about it. As someone with a major sweet tooth, it is not good, and I know it's not good for me. And I am trying to combat because I definitely do have a sugar addiction. Sugar actually triggers the same part of your brain as drugs. I definitely need to find my dopamine elsewhere. In 2026, we're not letting sugar control our lives. The next thing I listened to was a podcast, Sports Psychology for Everyday Life by TED Radio Hour. It was basically about athletes performing under pressure, and it connects back to us regular human beings having to perform under pressure, whether it's giving a speech or anything. Science behind what goes on in your mind in that moment. I thought it was really interesting. There's a lot of stories about athletes who have gone through that pressure and what they're thinking in the moment, what they're experiencing in the moment. You can connect it back to your life if you've ever had to experience something under pressure, which I think we all have. Next for listening was music. I've been really into Olivia Dean again, definitely my Olivia Dean era again. And of course, Harry Styles, Aperture, amazing song. I love that it's 5 minutes long. It is different, but I think it's beautiful. Next, we're going to move on to readings. First book I read was You Should Have Just Let Me Go by Bailey Thomas. It's so funny because this author commented on my last media report saying I should read her book, and something told me to. So I read her book in a day. It was so good. So basically, it's a dual POV book. You get to see a couple, you get to see what's going on in their minds as they're going through a hard time in their 6-year relationship. One of them thinks they have the best relationship ever, and the other is ready to leave. You get to see their miscommunications, which I thought was really interesting because it kind of just showed me that even in relationships, you never really know what the other person is thinking if you don't communicate it. The guy thought he was doing so many great things and they were such a perfect team. And then the girl was like, this sucks, I hate him. Spoiler alert here, they do break up. Their breakup was word for word exact what happened in my last breakup. So I thought I was reading about my own personal life, which was really creepy. It showed me that I was meant to read this book. I highly recommend her book. I read a lot of romance and fiction books, and this was just beautiful writing. Because she commented, I got to talk to the author about her book after I read it, which is something I've never got to do before, so that was really cool. The next book I read was a nonfiction. It was Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. A lot of people have read this book, and I've had this book on my shelf for so long, never picked it up. And I think it's because I needed to read it at a certain time in my life, and that is now. There are so many life lessons I can take from this book. If I can narrow it down, it's manifestation, but the science behind manifestation. I might do a whole book review on it. We are addicted to our problems as human beings, and you will never change who you are if you stay in your same personality. You need to become your future self before you are in your future self. There's so many things that I will